Hello and welcome to the Home and Learn video course for visualbasic.net. I'm Kenny Carney and let's see, what are we doing in this lesson? We're doing arrays. We're starting with arrays, mastering arrays. We're covering what is an array, arrays and the index number. I think we'll do both of these. This comes under the general heading of collections. There's also things like lists, there's hash tables, enumerations. There is for each loops to traverse the collection. And there's also something called link, L-I-N-Q, link, language integrated query. I don't cover these on the website, they are in the book. I might do a video tutorial for things like hash tables. We shall see. Anyway, let's get some coding done. Let's go back to coding. I've already started a new project. I'll call mine array lesson. And if you add a button to your form, it should be called arrays. And add a list box. I think we're going to be needing one of them a little bit later. Send it. Double click your button to get the code. Give yourself some space if you want. And you've seen a normal variable, like an integer one. So you could do my number as integer, or you could do my string as string. It's not stick. String. So for these variables, you can place a single number into them, like 10, if it's an integer, and a number variable. And for strings, you can place some text inside of them. Some text. So you can only store just the one value into my number, or the one string of text into my string variable. For an array, it is a way to store more than one number or more than one string. You can't mix the two. You can't mix integers and strings in an array. You need another data structure for that. That's where the things like hash tables and lists come in. Let me see, what shall we do? To set up an array, it's pretty much like setting up a normal variable, but just add in some round brackets. I'll have my numbers plural. So to set up your array, round brackets, and then you need the number of positions in your array. I'm going to type 4 here. So it's something as integers. Yeah, integers. Right, so you would think if I've put a 4 in here, it means 4 positions in the array. But it doesn't, it's 5 positions, because arrays start counting at 0. That's important, so I'm going to put it up here. Arrays start at 0. So that one goes from 0 to 4, so in other words 5 positions. And to place something in to each position in your array, you start just no, my numbers, wasn't it? My numbers, that one, I've still got the caps lock on. It's just like normal assignment. So instead of an equal sign there, because it's an array, you need those round brackets again. And the position, that's the first position, 0. And just a normal assignment, I'll put 1 in there. So I'm storing 1 into array position 0 of my numbers. And let me fill all the positions. So my numbers, I've still got the cap lock on, as equals, see, my numbers, don't forget the round brackets, 1 equals 2 Yeah, I'm going to copy and paste the rest. So there we go. We've got 5 array positions. My number's 0, my number's 1, my number's 2, my number's 3, and my number's 4. And each array position is holding a different value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look, it got all the same value. Right, let me, if you want to get at these, let's have a message box. If you want to get at each array position, let me have a look. Value at position is, and we take the name of the variable, the array of, okay, and you got your round brackets. So let's say I want to get at position 1. Simply type a 1 in between the round brackets. I haven't got sure there, am I? Not sure. Let me start that one up. Debug. Start. Yeah, that should be okay. And value at position is 2. So array position 1. The value there is 2. Close that one down. I only need to change the number between the round brackets. Let's see what's at position 4. My number's 4th position. I've got centered, I like that one. Value at position is 5. So the value at position number 4 in the array is 5. And what happens if I put, say, a 5 between there? What will happen here? Debug. Start. Alright, immediately we've got an error. Unhandled exception has occurred in your application. Let me quit on this one. Let me do this. Start debugging. And get a more helpful error message. Index out of range exception. So that was the error. System.index out of range. Make sure the maximum index on a list is less than the list size. That's what we have to do. In other words, we haven't got a position number 5 in this array. So it's index out of range exception. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up a try catch statement here. Right. Try catch, if you remember this. And in here, that's just exception. It's just general exception, but we can have a specific one. Index out of range, you saw. Index out of range exception. That's the one you've just seen. And you can add a message there. Message box. .show. And if I do the x variable, ex, then there's another message. And I'm going to move this message box.show inside the try. Right, I moved my error message box to there. See why in a moment. See whether it crashes. There we go. We got the index was outside the bounds of the array. Index it's talking about is this one between the round brackets. So that's called an index number. That's fine. And if you want to go through all of the positions in the array, then it's usually quite helpful to have a for loop. So for loop and arrays, they go together quite well. So let's see if I want to do this. For I equals 0 to my numbers. So you take the name of the array. And this time you don't need the round brackets, but if you type a dot, you will see that there is a length property, length. And this is, I want to do this one, length. Gets a 32-bit integer that represents the total number of elements in all the dimensions of the array. In other words, how many positions have you got in your array? So that's supposed to be 4 or 0. I've got 5 positions, haven't I? So you might see a slight problem here. So I got from 0 to 5 with the for loop. Let me show you what the problem is. I would use that list box, right? List box 1, list box 1. Dot, and you type items, and it's add, and you round brackets. So I want that my numbers again. My numbers. Then I want my index. So this is going to be I. This one here. So it starts at 0 and it changes. I'm going to have that I. And I also like to set up a variable at the top. I'm signing it twice there. You won't do that. Get rid of that. Get rid of the space. Alright, so I'm trying to loop around each of these positions in the array called my numbers. And I'm using the index I there. But I is going to change each time around the loop. So it should, hopefully, place all the numbers into the list box. It should generate an error as well. Index was outside the bounds of the array. So it has actually done that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These were these numbers on the right. Problem is, for the length, that is going to be 5. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the loop is going from 0 to 5. Then once it gets to 5, it would be my numbers 5 there. Except I haven't got my numbers 5. I've only got 4. So the trick here for your arrays, always go if it -1. So it is the length of the array -1. So we've got 5 positions, -1 would be 4. So this will hopefully not generate an error. And there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which are all the values from that array. You can also set up an array of strings. Let's see how they work. Bim strings. We'll have the same number, 8, 4, 5 positions as string. So string array we're setting up here. And let's fill them here. My strings. My strings are the first position, 0, and it could be, let's have a look, this. So I'm putting the text this into the first position of the array, which is position 0 of the my strings array. And I will pause the video and do the rest. And there we go, I've added the other 4 positions. So at the first position, position 0, I've got this stored into my strings. The second position, I've got is. Third position is A. The fourth position, string. And the fifth position is my string. My strings 4 is array. And you can do exactly the same here. Let me do another list box. List box 1, items, add. And my strings. Again, I can use that one. Well, that's exactly. Let me comment that one out so you've seen that one. But it is exactly almost the same, isn't it? I'm using the index number there in between round brackets to get at each position in the array. The I is coming from here. I will be changing each time around the loop. The value I starts at 0 and goes to my numbers dot length, because my numbers is the same, 4, right? We could change that to my strings. Let's change it to my strings. My strings. But it is the same value, 4. So for my strings dot length, length of the array is 5. It's how many positions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you want to do -1. 5 positions -1. And that will get you 0 to 4. Let's see if that works. This is a string array. So that is strings. We will continue in next video. I will do some more arrays.